What's up, gang? Welcome to the What Do I Know with Joe. I'm Joe. Thanks for joining me as we recap, relive, and otherwise get into Phish's performance from the Enmarket Arena, Savannah, Georgia, and this is Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. This is noteworthy as Phish has never played in Savannah before. And a double whammy, they've never played the Enmarket Arena either, which is in Savannah. So what say we talk about it? Okay. I have taken the liberty of writing down the set list over here, okay, for the benefit of this conversation. And yeah, let's get into it. So we've got Phish, the Enmarket Arena, Savannah, Tuesday the 14th, July. So, set one, straight out of the gate, David Bowie. This is really cool. I mean, you ask when was the last time that they did that? And that's an excellent question. It's exactly what I was thinking. My research showed that it was 2003 was the last time they did that. I'm sure someone would correct me if I was wrong. But anyway, they don't do it that often. And so to open the show, that's sick. And this was super tight. They were just on it. They crushed the whole composed part, got into the jam. It was sick. They jumped off script just a little bit, modulated a bit. Just it keeps it so interesting. And went back into the Bowie jam. And of course, finished strong as they always do. So solid way to start the show. Outstanding. Next up is Gumbo. This was just fantastic. Now, like the Bowie, super tight and very funky. Who doesn't like Gumbo? So I don't know, maybe it's a Southern thing. I don't know if it's a Georgia thing. It's definitely a Georgia thing tonight, okay? And anyway, they're cruising through the tune, super funky. Goes to the part where either they'll close the song out, they'll groove out somewhere, whatever, and it's just they're just rolling. Trey holds on one of the notes, everybody gets behind him, and everything just changes. And it just went on a musical journey after that. Just funk, and then rock and roll, and then darkness. Opening up into the light, just running the gamut, absolutely outstanding, and working it up into a frenzy, and it just really cool. Quite a bit of Gumbo for sure. And that said, it drifted off into outer space, and at that point in time, just literally out of the blue, right into Birds of a Feather. And it just started rolling, so literally out of nowhere. So it is just a 1, 2, 3 punch here where you're just going. And Birds of a Feather was pretty standard. They didn't really deviate on the jam. They stayed pretty close to home, and which nothing wrong with that. They absolutely rocked it all the way through. And yeah, strong way to finish that 3-song block, if you will. And then after all that, you want a little bit of a cool down, right? So the Old Home Place, I'm a fan. It's usually now a few minutes. Tonight was no different. It's extended just a little bit as Mike had some lyrical issues and couldn't quite remember, had to go through a few bars, and then but he figured it out, and they were able to finish the song, so no problems. Next up, Steam. I really like Steam. The groove in that song tonight was no exception. Just this thick industrial groove that they get going. It's absolutely outstanding. And tonight in particular, Paige on the Hammond, on the organ, just, man, he was the organ grinder tonight. Grinding away, I mean, just crushing it. It worth checking out for sure, if nothing else. But similar to the Birds of a Feather, felt Steam, not that there's a problem with any of this, stayed close to home, didn't really deviate and do a ton of exploring or anything, as if they were saving that. Anyway, Steam, yeah, it and closed it out. Super cool, always fun to watch. Next up, The Curtain With. This is just fantastic all the way around. Just in and of itself, if you get to see it tonight, it was just excellent all the way around. The curtain parts, if you will, the composed, just incredibly played, masterfully played, just beautiful. The with part, that groove, that jam they get into at the end. Oh my God, it's just so, it's so uplifting. It's, yes, exactly, girl. It's so happy, and this, they just rolled with it. Yes, girl, you said it. They just kept it up and worked it up into an absolute frenzy. And you know, at the moment you least would expect it, of course, is they all shift gears at the same goddamn time and switch keys right back into, and in order to finish The Curtain With, which, you know, of course they do. And so The Curtain With, I'm like, wow, you know, thought might end the set, but they're not putting anything down, and lo and behold, it's horn. And who doesn't like horn? You know, it's always such a cool tune. It's relatively concise. You know, it's usually sandwiched in between, you know, two sick jams or something. So as I'm writing it down, I'm thinking that, you know, unless I just write it down and I watch, because I love this song. And it reached that point in the tune where we're driving. No, we're not hitchhiking anymore. We're riding, okay? And we're in the back seat. Trey's driving. There's the exit. It's clear as day. And whatever that next jam was that would close the set, and you can see he's got a big grin on his face, and he just keeps going. And you can hear the crowd just start to swell when it's just, everyone starts to realize, shit, yeah, we're gonna see where this goes. And my God, where did it go? Horn, for God's sake. And yeah, it was so beautiful. I mean, multiple different, like going down a hallway and opening up a door, and there's just a vibe and a groove, and then you step out of there and stumble down, there's another door, and so open that one, and it's just, yeah, and I don't think I've mentioned the lights tonight. They're always so great, but yeah, tonight, and horn in particular. But yeah, way to go, Chris. Horn out there, and you're like, where are we? You know, and I think 14 some odd minutes or whatever. And when at least I least expected it, just all of a sudden they all instantaneously, it's fucking telepathy or some shit, I don't know. They all change keys at the same time and just converge, and then finish horn, man. It's and that's when Trey is exiting, and you're like, oh yeah, we're further down the road than we should have been. So anyway, that sums up set one. Finishing with that. Anyway, certainly needed a set break, and we got it. And then after that, we jump right into set number 2. Second set. Start out, split open and melt. So we've got a bit of a pattern here. We're starting crazy song straight out of the gate. You know good things are coming. Really good things are coming when they open the second set with Melt. This was just an exploratory journey. And it was sort of steeped in this darkness. Not a gloom or a sadness, but just mysterious, just dark overall. And it was just a journey, and we traveled so far. It's like the music came on and they just let it play. And by the way, the whole time, Fishman's drumming, Jesus. the just the tribalistic, just constant driving, just awesome. The grooves throughout, and especially the middle portions, like 30 some odd minutes, are just constant, just driving, changing again, modulating, changing keys, but the vibe changes a bit, but just the grooves just keep coming, and they're all just dripping in psychedelia. There's these underlying tones and soundscapes. I mean, it's nuts, absolutely nuts. It's like otherworldly. There's outer space, and then just like new portal unlocked, and just crazy, incredible. Just again, a hallway with different doors, but much even bigger now, and the exploration was again, they're leading us, in these caves or wherever we are, and it's just something different around every corner. And then as this is just happening, and we're out in outer space or whatever, and this is it slips like an old man slips in the tub. They slip right into sand. It's just boom, and all of a sudden you're in sand. You're not in outer space. You're in the hourglass all of a sudden, and there you are, right there. And so they're engaged obviously in sand, and that it maintains that darkness feel, and just continues that concept, if you will. The grooves just keep flowing. It's I mean, I guess it's not much of a surprise, right? But it's so fucking cool. And within the song, the exploration is just nuts. It's just such a treat. Certainly one of the things that I've always been drawn to, they're just whatever they want to do, they do it. And the ebbing and flowing with the darkness and exploring, and then it plateaus, sand again, with this just ethereal, beautiful, I mean, come on, it's just nuts, absolutely crazy. And then the roller coaster drops off and it goes right back into the darkness. It's fucking crazy. And then sand did have its woo part. If you're a woo fan, I do think Trey enjoys the interaction. I felt that was followed by this angular distortion, and just this, again, just mayhem. And out of that, you hear guitar notes. Is that a tease? No, it's not a tease. And just, it's ice. And there they are. And so we're in It's Ice. I'm an It's Ice fan. I always have been. I really like the song in general. It's the middle parts, what's on the inside that counts, right? Come on, do the right thing, okay? So It's Ice, and they roast through the first portion, just nail it, and it hits that the middle parts, and it's like this funky interlude. And I'm not sure if it was a Wilson tease, if that was intentional. I'm just reading it into, I don't know. But yeah, they just opt to just hang on this groove and just throw it down, which is just sick. Let's be really honest. Again, a cool tune, but when they're getting fucking busy in the middle of it. And anyhow, that it also maintained this sort of darkness theme throughout the set, and as far as tone and feel and everything, and the lighting as well. They sort of opened it up. But it was excellent, absolutely excellent, and they finished that and everything. Next up is About to Run, which maintains that, let's be honest, that's sort of dark and foreboding, a fight or flight situation, whatever. It keeps the theme rolling, if you know what I'm saying. Somebody's thinking. I'm not saying it's me. About to Run, and they rip this up. They just jam it out. I'm not a major fan. I don't have a problem with it, but and this one they nailed it. I mean, they just jammed it, and it was the first actual like concise song, start to finish, of the mayhem that was prior to. So I guess in that respect, it was a cool down. So anyhow, after About to Run, Piper. So they always start Piper, and I'm just like, man, where on earth? And you never know, whatever I think is wrong. And this was by no means any different than any other time. Interestingly, I felt the jam was the song lends itself to that, right? It's a more upbeat feel. And this was the jams were certainly like that. Definitely much more upbeat. You could say happier, ish than what had been happening, but just a brighter feel all the way around. And it was super cool. A lot of really good interplay between Trey and Paige, and yeah, it just opened things up, if you will. A crazy peak, as you could possibly imagine. And then Trey jumped on this one note and just basically used it for all it was worth for quite some time, while the rest of the band just made circles around him, and absolute craziness. And then that sort of dissipates and drifts off. And I was thinking, well, that's the end of the set. I honestly wasn't looking at the clock, but didn't know, and sure as shit, they start Walls of the Cave. So there you go. Walls of the Cave is next. That is, as you would imagine, I don't know that I could say that much about it. It just, they absolutely raged and just nailed it, crushed it. And it's always such a cool tune to close the set out with and everything, or the show, as this is the case. So anyway, Walls of the Cave, close it out, strong closer, and that's end of the show. So thank God we had a little bit of a break, and moving on to the Encore. So they come out, Squirming Coil. Man, what a treat! That is so awesome. Love that song, right? Who doesn't? They absolutely nailed it and just crushed it, owned it, and of course I'm writing it down. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, makes sense. The boys will leave. Paige will wrap it up and say goodnight, see you tomorrow. But not exactly. The Coil was just incredible. And Paige closed it out, finished the song, and everybody stayed. And so what else would they have to do than play Fire? Fire, for fuck's sake, man. I mean, really? And talk about a treat. Talk about a cherry on top of this fucking Sunday here. I mean, god damn, and it was on fire. I mean, raging, just, that, I've seen that song one time, and love to see it again. Enjoyed watching it tonight, for sure. I can only imagine, if you were there, that place just blew up. So, anyhow, I digress. That's the show. So I feel there's a lot of replay value, high replay value. The second set in particular, that melt sand ice situation, the Piper is, that Fire, I will likely listen to that on repeat a number of times. But this first set, that Bowie, the Gumbo, is fucking sick. That the curtain width is so amazing, and that horn, God almighty. So I would say that, by the way, but what do I know moment, the moment that but what do I know? It's horn. Again, what do I know? But my God, that was just You know, all this is insane, but that was off the charts, and such a surprise too, which makes it that much crazier. So anyhow, that's my assessment of Phish at Enmarket Arena in Savannah, Georgia, on Tuesday the 14th of July. But what do I know? Our journey here is ended. Until next time.